U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zeppos, the home for the Cougar Coaches Show, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Proud partner of Washington State Athletics. And by Redbox, the official at-home movie partner of the Pac-12. Visit redbox.com now for new movies and thousands more. Now, let's talk Washington State basketball. Live from Zeppos with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
It is great to be with you. Unfortunately, we are not live at Zeppos. We are in the Martin Stadium TV press box here just at the bird's eye view above Giessen Field. Coach, great to be with you. We're back here, but we'll be back hopefully at Zeppos next week with our
great.
people.
Last week was great. We
I
got
know.
a little taste of it. Just,
We'll be back.
We'll
be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. Let's before we recap the week, there was sort of breaking news this morning.
Yeah.
Really, the Thursday game in Eugene, in Oregon, at the Ducks has been postponed. COVID issues. I believe that's on the Cougar side. I don't know. I don't want to divulge any info that's private or anything that's going on. But there's a COVID issue with the team, and so Thursday's games won't be played on Thursday.
Yeah. No. Just a little bit of continuation, probably. We've been amazing. It's like a slow bleed out, It would just and we went from the flu to about half COVID to a little break, got to play some games, and kind of a few trickled in here and kind of have to take a little break here, and not going to be able to get the band put together before the Oregon game, and we're hoping that everything gives us a shot at Oregon State.
Shakes out for Saturday.
Yep.
The whole league was kind of scoffing. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's the wrong word. They were looking at the Huskies a month ago going, what's going on? They're missing all these big games. They missed the UCLA game. I think might have been a Gonzaga game.
Yeah.
I think they missed
UCLA. They did a triple there.
Yeah, they missed a bunch, and then now it's kind of it's here we are.
You know what? I just think that we're on the backside of it here for us, because I don't think we can.
There's nobody. Yeah,
there's no one left. There's no one left. I think you get a 90-day moratorium on it. It shouldn't be. So if we all, God willing, that we're all healthy,
right.
And everyone, some guys don't even have any symptoms and
good
that stuff. So it's just about, regardless if we get another, there's only a few left, and
sure
the trains keep rolling. So it'll be. I think it's kind of where Stanford got. I think they had like 12 people in Hawaii that. 12 of their 14 players had it. So
they beat USC after not playing for, I think, 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah.
No.
Let's go back to that game.
Sure.
Tough one, 5-point loss, long scoring drought. But I want to go before the game. Really, and I know you've talked about this. You had a press conference this week. But with a little more time maybe to expand, or in retrospect, very difficult mechanics on how that went. It just ran right up to tip to a point where I'm looking over at Eggs, and Tony Padilla is about to throw the ball up in the air, and they were about to yank Tyrell Roberts off the court, and then Mike Flowers off the court, and we're confused, and then it resulted in an hour-long pause, and it was just
an hour and 25 minutes.
Difficult.
Pause.
That's a really
No, it was really probably no one's experienced that. Stanford wasn't happy about it. Their coaching staff and that, and it's just weird a deal, and it's tough. Everything's on the fly a little bit. Games being moved around. I think coaches and players are pretty ritualistic and like to stay on schedule. And as I said, I only have so much time. For me, just not mental, intellectual abilities. So like that, 80 minutes cut into my normal. I'm only allow myself about 120 minutes. So that's what happened the second half. I just kind of that run was going on. I was tapped out, man. It was like, as I feel as it was that, that 80 minutes before tip off went into it's like a candle. That's all I had left. And so if I looked over me with like 12 minutes to go, like, why don't you call timeout? I'm
not supposed to be playing.
No, I'm supposed to be having a Modelo.
What are we, 9 overtimes? Yeah.
This should be the second. We're in second Modelo time right now.
Oh, jeez.
Coors Light, excuse me.
Right. Well, did it affect the game? Do you think it affected the game?
No, not really. I mean, it affected me probably. I'm going to say honestly.
I mean, yeah.
I'm telling you, it was just stressful. For me, it was 80 minutes of, we're going to do this, we're not going to do this. And, we already found out that morning that we'd lost our DJ Rodman and we're without Deshaun. So we're trying to adjust to that. And then you feel like it's gamesmanship because it was their doctor that had an issue with it and wanted to make sure, and it's just like, I think a lot of us are just kind of want to move on from this over that. But like I said, it's not what you're supposed to have, the adversity you're supposed to have to deal with. But it's been 3 years really, and it's not 2 years. It's ended our first season in the conference tournament, and just been. We had a little brief few months where we looked like we saw the end of it, and then it's come back, and everyone has to deal with it. But it's just it's become too much a part of the job a little bit. You say 30% of your day is dealing with this stuff.
I've called it sustaining the unsustainable. Right,
perfect.
We're holding this thing up that's really not supposed to be held up anymore.
The fingers.
Right. Keep duct. Who's got the duct tape?
Yeah.
It did feel like, from a player perspective, there was a slow start to that game. Now that may not have been the 90-minute pause, but if in recollection, definitely a slow second half. But started the game. Did feel, I don't know, like the guys weren't quite warm yet, maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember that far back. I guess I'm getting that age.
No.
But no, I think once the game went, it was fine. I mean, I didn't really think we were already shorthanded, so it could have looked funky for us anyway. We were having to play smaller against, it's like kind of a bad draw because they're so big.
Right.
And, but we had a nice lead at halftime there, and, our guys were pretty fired up in the locker room and felt pretty good. And, we thought we got over the hump because we'd been struggling those second halves. Utah, the game before, we broke through and we, won the second half and won by 15. So we think we're at home, we have a chance. And they kind of punched us in the nose, and we didn't quite punch back till real late.
And you had a shot to cut it to one possession. It's still, I said this in pregame against Cal. Eggs and I have talked about it a lot. I don't mean to be at risk of sounding strangely and oddly optimistic. I truly believe it. The defense is always there to such a degree that you have a 14-minute field goal drought and then a shot to cut it to a single-digit ball game, to a one-possession ball game, I should say, with 30 seconds left. If you really think about it, it's amazing. I mean, it's not where you want to be, but it's incredible.
I mean, I'd do anything right now to get off this topic.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
But no,
we'll do it.
No, I actually, we got down, and I was proud because it was a huge swing. Haven't experienced too many of those in the game, and I did tell our guys, I said, hey, pride. I said, we got a pride.
Yeah.
And they did. And we need to see the ball go in, and we pressed. And our press has been good for us this year. It's unfortunately, we press a little bit of Cal when we're up.
Yep.
Normally, we do it when we're down in a situation. We've been good, but you don't like to do that. But it's something we might have to look at moving forward a little bit.
How about we flip to Cal?
Let's do that.
That'll be a better topic.
Yeah, amen.
Let's flip it over. Let's flip it over to Cal. That was a second half with a really good finish. The way Muhammad Gay played with 4 fouls late was not a typical freshman. I mean, really smart, still was rebounding the ball, was playing physically, and eventually he's going to get his 5th. It's just a matter of when. You got F.A. on the bench. He's got 4. He's ready to step in.
Yeah.
And he played basically 4 minutes and 40 seconds of perfectly clean ball with 4 fouls late.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure F.A. fouled out in there somewhere.
They both Mo did.
Was Mo? I thought F.A. fouled out
Mo
first.
Well, F.A. may have also. But no, F.A.'s on the bench with 4, and then Mo has 4.
Whatever.
Yeah,
we used 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I know we used 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that's all we had was 10. So, zone really helped us in that situation.
Yeah.
Where,
so wrap out there with those.
It's good. It's good to see Ryan helped us a lot last year and got in there, and we looked bigger out there. We had to do something, and it was really good for us last year, and we've really struggled to really get confident playing zone, and we have some different lineups and some guys. For us, is more personnel driven. And Muhammad hadn't played much. We put him at center there, and he did a really good job. And he's got a good feel for the game. Like I said, he's just a little. And he was, freshman of the week. That was great.
Yeah.
It's just a little tentativeness. He doesn't, he's starting to figure out how good he can be. And I always remind everyone that he's supposed to be a senior in high school, and he's out there, playing really well in Pac-12 games on the road at home, doing really good things. So it was nice for us to win a close one.
Was that his best game?
He's had like 3 in a row.
Yeah,
and I can't really, he was great at
the Utah game. Yeah,
probably played really well against Stanford.
Yeah,
and then so that's 3 in a row. That's good. That's a good sign that he's starting to put them together and being someone amazing that you probably can count on. You could already count on his defense. He's just really, really sound there. And now he's, getting a little more assertive around the basket and scoring, and he should be a good foul shooter. I think that'll come too because his stroke's fine and he works at it and he's got a great disposition about that stuff. So it's great.
He was long on a bunch of the free throws, and Egg said somebody once told Scottie Pippen to just walk 6 inches back. He said he's a 100% free throw shooter. He just takes a little step.
That might be the ticket. That's my next advice. I'm gonna say, hey,
just right there,
the guy that's on our wall in the practice room said, "This is what you need to do.
Right,
should work."
But Derek Phelps, who doesn't hand out light compliments to basketball players, said 4 to 6 weeks ago, he said Muhammad's really good defensively. Well, it's the all-time steals leader in Carolina history, saying you're a really good defender. He said, from the jump, Muhammad he's a game changer defensively.
Yeah, no, he's you hit the nail on the head. Coach Phelps has a very high standard of what it takes to be good, and he played with such great. There's a little. Not this guy yet, but a little bit like Rasheed Wallace. Size, length, can shoot a little turnaround, and
talks
good
less.
Sense. Quite a bit less.
Yeah,
quite
just
a bit
a
less.
different personality.
But the size, the length, and the position, it's kind of similar type player. And it's funny because Derek, we'll all go out and evaluate guys when we're recruiting Muhammad, and Derek, as you know, very even keeled guy, and he called that one. He says, "This guy's good."
Yeah, wow.
He was really excited about him, and I was like, I never heard Derek get so tickled. And I was like, oh, I think we're getting him.
Yeah,
we might actually already signed him at the time. He hadn't seen him live or whatever, and it's like,
got it.
So, no, it's good.
It's exciting. Yeah, he's definitely he's been great. All right, let's do this. We'll take a break. We've got some Twitter questions loaded up.
Do we?
We do. We don't have our people, our Zeppos people, for some write-ins. So
they know how to. technology. That crowd isn't that.
Yeah, no, they can tweet.
They should be.
They can do it. Yeah, I mean, I still think folks are intimidated to call in. I know they're listening. We know they're listening. They just don't. People don't call anymore.
Text, Twitter, tweet.
In life, they just don't call anymore.
Why would you?
I'm a phone call. Are you a phone? You're a phone call.
No,
you're a texter.
Unless I like you. have I ever taken one of your calls?
I don't know that you have.
You do the
math.
Maybe you do the math.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, my wife said I'm way too mean to you, and I said not enough.
Yeah, that's funny because my wife said, lay it on more. Let him have it. Let him have it. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We're live here at where are we? We're in the Martin Stadium TV press box is where we are. Yes. This is where the telecasts are generally created and produced from for football. As we're getting set.
We'll get a Zeppos plug in anyway.
We need to. Yeah, great fries, great food, great people. Honestly, it's great.
It's great. It's
we need
bowling alley game.
That's what we need to
Casino / it's the best.
Well, we got to go, and Jerry's going to not love this idea. We'll go wireless. We can go live bowling show. We can get you. We'll see how you score for the hour.
Do they have a hold'em? I've never been in there. There's a hold'em or is this blackjack?
Yeah, they have the whole deal. It's cards. They have hold'em. They have blackjack. They have. I don't know, whatever would happen with cards, all the above. Yeah, I think.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. We can get maybe Jerry will deal. Our engineer Jerry's the Kylo's the best. He can do it all. And then Jerry will hook us up and we'll get on the air and we'll do the whole thing.
I'm all for it.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back here live here. We're in Martin Stadium press box here. We'll take a break with Coach.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Kook fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppos. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppos is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball.
The two-handed skyscraper jam. Shot is up and in, and the foul.
On the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy!
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
SyncMyGame.com?
SyncMyGame.com.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics.
The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines.
Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Put your trust in a bank that's been focused on serving the people and businesses in Washington and all across the country since 1863. That's U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live, we're talking ball here. We're not at Zeppo's. We could be at, or we will be at Zeppo's, more accurately. We are live with Coach Smith, and we've got ourselves hopefully a game in Corvallis, currently scheduled in Corvallis for Saturday. I believe it's an evening tip on Saturday.
5 o'clock.
I think that's right, 5 o'clock tip against the Beavers. The game Thursday is postponed. Any word on the Husky game rescheduling, Coach?
No, I haven't. I check every day.
Yeah.
It's almost like a refresh button.
Yeah, just keep hitting it.
Keep hitting it. But, no, like I said, it's. I think they'll let us know 2 weeks out before the game, but I'm, confused by that because, that means you have a date? Or you schedule it and then you tell us it doesn't make sense.
Are they trying? Maybe they're trying to avoid a double reschedule. I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems like it makes sense that week when we have that open week that we play them twice. And I know they're probably trying to keep. You might have to play 3 games in a week, so I was like, just Thursday,
probably
Saturday.
Will now, right?
Yeah, I would say play Thursday here and Saturday there. Right. I just want to make sure we get a date penciled in so we have our fans can plan on it, and little Apple Cup series back to back. It'll be fun. Yeah,
that would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, let's get some questions here from the old Twitter machine. We can scroll through here. Will has a question. Wants to know about how you work on situational basketball, like end of half, you're across midcourt, certain amount of time, 25 seconds, and he goes on here to say, how do you guys work on situations that may arise that are very specific?
You know what we do? We kind of have to do a little randomness to it because you just do a situational, hey, 47 seconds on the clock, we're down to white ball, whatever, and the situations will pop up. Now, believe it or not, now I handwrite it out, which is crazy, but actually Anthony Lorenzo is in the process because I just saw Cliff Kingsbury, maybe not a great example, but they got those cool color-coded, I said we need something like that just to fool people. So I can like
like a
playbook.
Yeah.
I do have it. I literally have it scripted out because I make it around. I'll be like, after timeout, this is what we want to run.
Sure.
End of clock, end of half. I got all kinds of stuff. 2 seconds left, half court. If we're in a half court, need a 3. We got a couple box special. The things that guys have to know what to run when we get this situation. You got to practice them. You got to dummy it. It takes time, and honestly, our program. It's been hard because I said 3 years of COVID. You need to have a certain number of guys that are on the floor altogether. That's why I finally felt like we were there, and we have some things where we've gotten some good shots out of some actions. I don't want to divulge, but it's good to see our guys starting to recognize it because there's a little synergy there. It's not like all 5 guys got to know what's going on, and there's a timing to that, and no one under that kind of duress and pressure. The one thing you can't recreate is a game-like pressure, fans, crowd, and that stuff, and guys will choke, and it happens. But the best way to avoid that is to practice and, hey, all right, here we go. Sideline of bounds. We're down. Need a 3. We know what to run here. Go. With no timeout,
So will the guys, if you're in the huddle and it's late, a guy like Mike maybe who's played 5 years of college ball, how much is it a two-way street conversation? How much?
It would be all – I wish it was all his conversation because then it takes a lot of heat off me. But he's only been with us about 6 months.
Right.
But I had that kind of relationship with our point guard at San Francisco, Frankie Ferrari, and for 3 years. He's a really smart player. And
he's had a great G League game. I think.
Yeah,
17 assists. Yeah,
literally called me a month ago saying looking for a coaching job. It was one
is
of those,
that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's got just great feel and good. He'll be a good coach if he wants to do that. But by the time he's a senior, he started calling audibles. I started calling Brett Favre. He'd be out there just like winging things around. And I said, hey, I don't care if you do that, like out of bounds plays. I said, I don't care. Just let me know.
Yeah, right.
I said, I just
don't
need to know.
surprise me.
I just need to know what's going on, what you're doing.
Yeah.
That didn't stop him though.
Yeah.
But it was when you get one guy that's played enough years like that and with that kind of mindset that do that. And Mike is getting there. Ty, I would assume, should be there by next year, in the same idea, like it usually take a year. But Mike's been really, really good that way. He's a calming presence and doesn't get rattled.
Yeah.
He doesn't get sped up. Really calming guy.
Yeah. Barry wants to ask you about substitution rotations during games. What influences that? What makes you say you pull a guy out? Like, I know in the NBA sometimes it's pretty set in generally, hey, all right, we're at this point in the first quarter, this guy's going to come in. Maybe it's situational to some degree, especially toward like the playoffs, whatever. But
for us,
it's hard also because of COVID with your roster.
But I'd say we have about nine. We have rotation 9 guys. 7 and then 8 and 9 have been and it's changed a little bit because of the COVID, but got a pretty good idea. And some of it's matchup and who we're playing on it a little bit, like Utah, the way they're guarding us. It just said, hey, we should probably need to have DJ and Andre at the forward spots, just spreading the floor, and we got all it rolling. And then with the Ty and Mike right now, they're going to play a good, Mike's playing 32, 34 minutes, so you want to get him before the 12-minute media and a little bit there, both halves, and maybe a spot there, Ty a little bit. So, but a lot of it's matchups and defensive stuff too.
Jennifer wants to know, are there – because of, I think she's referencing the COVID postponement on Thursday, and I think she's pretty tuned in. She listens and tweets a lot, so she's probably also referencing like half the team or a lot of the team was out for South Dakota State, and it's been, like you said, 3 years of this. She wants to know if there are things that the team needs to do to support each other in a unique way. Like there's just more adversity now because it's not a typical set of basketball years that are stacked up.
Yeah, no, it's last year was even harder, I think, because there was just such a isolationist. There's no students on campus, no one else, and they're living in singles. So worried about the mental health, and it gets dark at 4:00 here.
Yeah.
And we had some guys like from Northern California, Deshaun, so I was worried about him. Like, take your vitamin D, man.
Right.
Let make sure the psychological sunshine's real. If you haven't gone through a winter, that deal, and but we do a good job. Our staff, like Dr. Henry Leary and all those people, we're pretty connected that way, and make sure if we have anyone that's you can get blue, you can get a little down on yourself and stuff like that. But these guys they're pretty close too. I mean, I jokingly I said, well, I'll come at halftime, a couple halftimes. They're in there singing together, like
in the
like 15-guy boy band.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
That's great, actually.
Yeah, so I thought it's like. I don't really want to break it up, but we got to talk a little hoops there. So they're, and that takes, those things don't happen. Those are pretty organic deals. That means they're pretty comfortable with one another. So,
like a Frank Sinatra, like a 15-guy Frank Sinatra kind of a chorus.
Kind of, not really Sinatra though.
Oh, okay, all right.
I would say if I had a clue.
Yeah, all right.
I said the lyrics, I said, just make sure these are PG-13 in case my son's in the locker room.
Sure. I doubt they care. I'll be honest. I bet
no,
you. Yeah.
No,
I bet that doesn't.
But I got a surprise for them. None of them listen to the show, but I'm gonna get some of my late 80s, early 90s hip hop. Yeah, I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna be lip syncing and let them know what. Little ghetto boys from Houston. I'm gonna let them know. I
can't wait.
Yes, they won't see that coming.
We got to tell Prenny, our video guy, that's happening. Just so
I think Chris has some material that's blackmail. He can blackmail me after that win. I saw him down there doing the
camera thing.
I said, yep. I threw out my gritty.
I love it.
I did.
Love it.
That's why I figured he must know not to put it out there, else Roble would have put it on social media for sure.
Well, for recruiting.
For sure.
For recruiting.
Would have sent it to Lavin for sure.
for recruiting purposes. Yeah,
just share with Lav.
Yeah,
Lav would put it out there as it's 800,000.
100%.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, I was thinking last year the most about a guy like Yaki, who's from Macedonia, right? Comes here from Macedonia, and he's North Macedonia. I apologize, from North Macedonia, and he's in a single on campus in Pullman, Washington, with no one else on camp. I mean, just. It's a tough deal.
You know what? He had the advantage of being from North Macedonia.
Advantage, yeah.
Huge upgrade.
Weather-wise, it's
everything.
It's a balmy 20. Yeah,
3 square meals.
Yeah,
it's all deal. No, he just cheesed it. But he'd actually lived in Italy.
Okay,
he'd lived away from home, so it wasn't as big a deal. I think it's harder on the American kids, to be honest, because a lot of those, like F.A. had lived in Senegal and he'd lived in Australia, so like their experience, and Carlos had been from the Dominican, lived in the States, so it's more I think more the even Noah. It's almost like my coaching experience. The guys that stay closer to home, there's a reason to stay close to home.
Yeah.
They're kind of homebodies, and they want to see their family, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that struggle sometimes more with that than others.
How is Noah doing? How's his role? How's his head? How's his heart? What's going on with Noah? He's been off the bench a little bit, and he's had great games. He was great at Utah, right?
Yeah. No. It's just. His conditioning is what most important. I mean, he missed a chunk before the season. He was in on the South Dakota State illness.
Long sleeves.
Yeah, he was a mess. And then he's got swept up in the post-Christmas one. And so he had one practice from December 22nd till the Utah game. And so he's kind of there. He's a good competitor, and he really impacts our team. He hadn't shot the ball well. Is he'd like or we'd like, but our defensive numbers are good when he's on the floor.
Yeah,
and he got a big, huge offensive rebound and got blasted, and didn't get an and one against Cal. And it was, but those kind of plays, he made a good defensive rebound. He was good in the zone, and he's just kind of jack of all trades and just makes those kind of plays. And he's got to stick with that, and I think he'll keep getting better down the stretch.
One of the things that's been a trend from year to year since you've been here, this is your third year here, is that the team seems to peak right around mid-February, right, and then rolling into the Pac tourney. You're peaking at the right time. That we definitely saw that with CJ and Jeff Pollard and Bonton, and basically the hottest team in the Pac, which beat Colorado, was the last game of the season in the country, right? Until
and
COVID.
We had Arizona State in our crosshairs.
Yeah, and UCLA, and
we were playing well. We beat UCLA. I feel like we have a chance. This more of it out of the fact that we just haven't been able to get it all together. I felt like we finally had it after Christmas. That let's see what we have, and hopefully we get there sooner.
100. Well, that's kind of what I was getting to. The guys, the chess pieces have been off the board. And last year we saw a 30-point win to start the year, and then Jalen Shedd and Deion James. Like, you got to go way, or a couple years ago. Like you're going way back.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be that team. Deion James was supposed to average 10, 12 a game, and then Jalen Shedd was going to lead the team in assists. I loved his game.
Yeah,
and then he couldn't.
He got a hip deal.
He had a whole injury.
Well, we've had like in Deshaun's not a COVID situation.
He's an injury.
Surgery. So that's bad luck. So it's going to turn that way. We need availability.
It's kind of
availability will turn, but it's been a good opportunity for other guys to step up and do that. And as I said, we don't have anyone tie. Mike's probably leading us in minutes. And
I think that's right. Yeah,
ties up there, Noah. But there's no one that's just not real heavy minutes because we got a lot of front court guys.
It's funny, the injury thing also, because I've seen some teams play with like 6, like the year.
Yeah, we have 6 good ones. It's a great way to go.
You got 6, and maybe they take 2 more off the bench. You go 6 to 8, and then that's the team, and that's what it is. Just 30 times.
Well, the deal is you want to consolidate your talent. To be honest, so if you have a guy that's a 2-way player that can play 35 minutes a game, well, hallelujah.
Yeah.
So that shrinks it up, and we actually had a team at St. Mary's, a Sweet 16 team. We had 6, and this. We had Matthew Dellavedova and Mickey McConnell were the guards.
That'll work.
And we had at least 12 games where they played 80 minutes. Those two. He just never took them out. And I was like, the first time he did it, I was like, I looked at Bennett, and he's like, that's bad.
Yeah.
And they start doing it for all his teams. Like, he's like, it was a badge of honor just not to come out. And he had his guys just go 40s.
40.
Just 40s. That's a throwback. It's like they're like pitching in the 1960s. Like
Cy Young,
you're right. Turn of the century back then. Like, it's just
the rubber arm,
double headers. That's what they were doing.
Right.
And then at the end of the season, I'd be at Columbia and I'd be like, your team looks a little tired, man. He's like, no, we're tough. I'm like, you're a little long in the tooth, man. Those guys never come out.
Oh well, here's the good health. And all around.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
Corvallis and move forward. Everybody's good. Let's do this. Let's take a break. Let's come back with trivia. Seat's going to get hot. Seat is going to get hot.
Been a lot of basketball talking today.
A lot of ball. We've actually
a little unsettled,
and we've got some trivia. Obviously, we have our sports related questions. We got a couple good random ones today, Coach. We've got one on the list, and then we're going with a bonus one.
I need some. I'm tired. I'm like worn out mentally. All this
exhausted.
The basketball chatter's worn me out.
I love it. We'll take a break. We're live here at the football stadium talking ball with Coach Smith.
The football playoffs are finally here. Time to get off the sidelines and into the all-new Turf Club Sportsbook. Straight bets, prop bets, parlays, and more. All in a modern game day lounge with plush recliners, food, and drink service. Don't just watch the games, get your piece of the action. Grab a few friends and huddle up now at Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Only at Northern Quest.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey everybody, this is Klay Thompson, and you're listening to Washington State Basketball.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show.
Lots of the bucket and a two-handed skyscraper jam.
Live from Zeppo's with Cougar head coach Kyle Smith, here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chazanow.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Smith. We got ourselves world-famous trivia, Coach. We've dubbed it world-famous because it's world-famous. It is what it is.
Understood.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking ball. Hey, let's get right to it. Fire up the music. We've got 5 questions with a bonus 6th, actually kind of like 6A. We have like a 2-parter. All right, first question, Coach. Mohamed Gay, just named Freshman of the Week in the pack, and congrats to Mohamed, and he's earned it, no doubt. Mohamed is from Nigeria.
No.
Oh, I apologize. He's not from Nigeria. And so this question is semi-null, but not really. It's still valid.
We do have some players from Nigeria.
Ike Urebu is from Nigeria.
Yes, as is F.A. Abuki.
F.A. is from Nigeria, and I got confused by the question.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure Mohamed still was on the team. Yes, you referenced him as Nigerian.
So
good job,
I apologize. So I don't want to offend. I now have offended 2 players.
Yeah,
I've offended 2 players.
We'd like to keep those in our program.
Yeah, with apologies to Yaki, Mohamed, and F.A., and Ike, for that matter. Now I've offended everybody. Ike Urebu is from Nigeria.
Yes.
He's on the Nigerian national team.
Yes.
What former NBA coach is the head coach, or was the head coach most recently, of the Nigerian national team? A gentleman you know very well.
Let me think. I should know this. Oh, my gosh.
You do, and you know.
Did he play at University of San Diego? Was he
Maybe
Student assistant in 1992 while I was a graduate manager.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Mike Brown.
Oh, there you go.
There you
go.
go. I like it.
Ring him up.
We're going easier to harder. I like it.
Ring him up. And with apologies to Mohamed Gay from Senegal. But yes, Mike Brown, head coach of the Nigerian national team. Ike Arabia was awesome on that team.
Yeah.
I believe they beat Team USA.
They did
this
in
past
Las
year.
Vegas.
Yeah.
They had a couple of nice wins.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, second question.
Yes.
Today's Tuesday. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
Former Coug head coach George Ravlin is in possession of the famous speech that MLK gave.
I have a dream speech.
I have a dream speech in D.C.
Is that that was it? It was I have a dream speech.
Yes.
Ding ding.
No,
ding,
that's
ding.
not the question. No.
It's
You're
for two.
That's not.
Oh, okay.
How many times was Coach Ravling PAC Coach of the Year?
3.
Correct. Wow, that was a fast answer. And he was a PAC. Yeah, well done. That's worth a double. That was a fast on the trigger there. USC and of course Washington State for basically about 20 years worth between the two. Maybe a little more than that even. Question number 3. Brian Green, not the Cougs center, but former center, but the baseball coach, Brian Green.
Yeah, that guy.
And the Coug baseball team are only about a month away from first pitch, which is amazing when you consider it's.
Well, wait a second. I thought this was my show.
Bear with me.
We're plugging his team.
Bear with me. Okay. 2 people ever have won titles in 2 of the 4 major American pro sports. They've won. So 2 guys have won titles in 2 different pro sports of the major 4. So we've got football, basketball.
Yeah.
Right. Which all-time great Coug was a 2-sport athlete in basketball and baseball?
Yeah.
4-time MLB All-Star, won a World Series, and also won 3 NBA titles.
What?
One of the great American athletes ever is a Coug. One of 2 guys ever to win titles in 2 of the 4 big pro sports.
He's a 3-time All-Star?
Yes.
A 3-time All-Star?
Yeah.
Wasn't on this one.
You gotta go back in time on it.
I know. I'm trying to think the greatest.
It's actually either know it or you.
I know.
Boston Celtic. Gene Conley.
I should know that.
Gene Conley. 1957.
That's a big dud.
Won a World Series, and there's only one other guy ever who's done this. Can you name him? And I'll
obviously not a Coug.
I'll say he's not a Coug. I will say this: you definitely know him, but it's hard to just recall.
What are the 2 sports?
Basketball and
football.
Basketball and football. I'm sorry, basketball, football. Yeah.
Basketball, football guys.
Conley was baseball, basketball.
I'm sorry, baseball, basketball.
And then this other one is football, basketball.
Football, basketball.
Yeah.
No chance.
Otto Graham.
Oh gosh.
Otto Graham.
Yeah,
it's hard.
No
it's hard.
chance.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. Yeah, I don't blame him. Can we give him another? Can we give him
Otto
another?
Graham could play basketball.
Isn't that cool?
Played in the NBA or whatever.
Well, I think it was the ABA at the time.
ABA,
I think.
No, we're probably wasn't ABA, but it was.
I forget the name of the league.
Yeah,
I don't.
And Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne or something.
It's funny. The Fort Wayne Pistons. They drafted Dick Grote, who's one of 13 guys who played
baseball.
Yeah, he's one of 13 who did both. I called pit games with Dick Grote, and he's just the best, the best, just all time. I can't resist a shout out to Dick. All right, 4th question.
He
here.
played at Duke, right?
Yeah, he's in the rafters. Yeah, Duke. Yeah, Bob Knight said I heard an amazing conversation between Bob Knight and Dick Grote in Madison Square Garden, and Bob Knight for an hour he said he created the jump shot.
Wow,
he said it's really awesome. It was awesome. Okay, question number 4. Cougs and Beeps been playing basketball against each other since 1907. Okay. One of the longest rivalries in America. The most memorable recent meeting featured Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and which other Golden State Warrior in Beasley Coliseum?
Zaza Pachulia.
Correct. Well done.
For that one.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
Still surreal to have Bonton hit a half-court shot and look at it through the hoop and see Klay and Steph and Zaza Pachulia at the baseline. Right
celebrating.
Yeah.
Having a blast.
Just
that was
awesome.
Pretty unique, great weekend. We beat Oregon, a top 10 team on Thursday. And I just remember we had Friday prep before, and Klay showed up, and basically that was the end of practice, and it was just we were going to get that one done on emotions and whatever. Our guys played great. We had a great crowd. It was fun.
That was awesome. All right, this 5th question, and then we'll go with the bonus 6th, although it's got nothing to do. Spokane, you may not know this. Maybe you do. Spokane has a lot of turkeys that roam the streets. Wild turkeys. True story. You did not know this? It's awesome. Now, some people think they're a nuisance. When you're new to Spokane and you're driving around, your car will regularly be stopped by turkeys, big ones, big dinosaurs walking the street, and it's like, what is this? You know,
that is new to me.
Yes, that is a thing. People say it's like annoying. I think it's great. You got wild turkeys. What is the name of a large group of turkeys? What do you call a group of turkeys?
Gaggle?
Incorrect.
I didn't. I might know when I say
it's a rafter.
No.
It's a rafter of turkeys.
I thought gaggle was a good guess.
Gaggle's a great guess. Gaggle is a great guess. A rafter of turkeys.
Rafter, no chance.
Do you want to do a sixth question?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll miss two tonight.
All right. That's okay. You're fine. You're fine. This is a trick. I want to tell you right now, it's a trick question.
Then let's pass.
It's a trick. All right, we'll pass. All right.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, give it to me.
All right.
It's for you. This question is for you.
We did a little studying before the show.
Yeah.
What does Wi-Fi stand for?
No. Some fidelity. Is fidelity one of them?
You'd think.
No.
It doesn't stand for anything. It's from hi-fi, like high fidelity.
Wire.
They went Wi-Fi. It's fake. It's fugazi. Means nothing. Doesn't stand for anything. There you go.
Come on.
There you go. That's a trick question.
Was,
that's why it wasn't part of the
I mean, that was rough. I thought it was pretty good.
You did well. You did extremely well. We don't have anybody here at Zeppos with any. Yeah, good. He deserves it. Yeah. He deserves it. All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk ball. We'll talk something when we come back.
What do we got left? How much time?
Rafters, 19 couple breaks. 19 minutes, couple breaks.
Yeah, we got a couple.
We're getting there. Yeah.
I thought we had 40 minutes.
No. I'm glad it's been so excruciating though. That's good. That's good. I don't know if it's either good or bad. Yeah, that's great. That's big.
It's good.
That's good. We'll take a break. We'll come back live here talking ball from. We're with Coach Smith, but we're in the football stadium here as we'll come back live next.
A lot of stress in those quarters.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics.
The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines.
Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.spokaneairports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
You're listening to Cougar Basketball on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppos. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppos is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppos.
The football playoffs are finally here. Time to get off the sidelines and into the all-new Turf Club Sportsbook. Straight bets, prop bets, parlays, and more. All in a modern game day lounge with plush recliners, food, and drink service. Don't just watch the games, get your piece of the action. Grab a few friends and huddle up now at Turf Club Sportsbook, the ultimate game changer. Only at Northern Quest.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Heat 3, way beyond the arc in Kansas.
With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live, we're talking ball with Coach Smith. We're in the football stadium, unfortunately not at Zeppos. Hopefully be there next week, as we've got ourselves, what we're prepping for is a Saturday game now against the Oregon State Beavers. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest with more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region, plus Turf Club Sportsbook is now open. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. All right, let's dive a little bit into the Beavers, because now you've got to pivot. No Ducks on Thursday, but Beavers, and they've been a big head scratcher. It's an Elite Eight team from last year. They did lose their leading producer, and Ethan Thompson was a really productive player. They both were, but most recently. Yeah. And they've had a really hard year. They're 3-13. They did beat Utah by 12, right? Yep. They beat them confidently, and it kind of felt like, okay, now that you've had a really hard non-con, you're going to just blast the league in terms of Ken Palm rating and all that, RPI and all that stuff. But they lost to Oregon by 2, close game. No. So they're still competing.
No, they're fine. Honestly, I mean, that sounds crazy for a team that's 3-13, and usually you see a team like that, and they might be this time of year start to wilt. But they just brought in so many new pieces that I think they just had a hard time getting together. But their point guard probably being the biggest, Davis, who's a JUCO kid from New York, from the Bronx, and probably leading the league in assists, if not whatever, with Tiger. He's getting more comfortable, and the more comfortable he gets, the better they get. And they've been able to score. I mean, down at SC, they were. I was watching it a little bit. They were up 8 in the second half early there. And so, they got Lucas played a lot big role in their team last year. He's only better. Alatish is a good player. Silva played. So they had 3-4 guys that are a big part of that. Kalu, big part of their run last year, and surprised, but I think they're trying to get more guys in there, and they're starting to play again. Wayne's not going to quit on them. I know that he didn't last year, and they'll keep going. So, I just wish they would have had a little better non-conference, because they look good.
Yeah,
they look good.
Yeah, they're the head scratcher of the league this year. They are. It was kind of Cal the other way. Cal had some really tough games over the last 2 years, and they've just slowed that pace down, and they're really competitive. And then the inverse of that's been the Beavers this year, where they go to the Elite Eight. Now, I'll say this also, though, in full fairness, as an Elite Eight team, they were probably the surprise of the tournament. Winning the PAC tournament, everyone was really surprised by that.
It's like I said, gave us a little confidence. We had a chance to sweep them last year, but they started playing well. Second half of the league, they were really good. They had some big wins on the road. I remember that, going in that. And then amazing, they were down 32-18 in the first half in the first game of the conference tournament against UCLA, and they just wouldn't go away, and they kept. And their ability to score, bottom line, they can make baskets, so they're not out of any game. I mean, Silva's a good offensive player. They got a low post threat. They run good stuff. Now they have more of a distributor at the point, and who gets in the paint and makes a lot of plays for others. And then Lucas can get 30.
Yeah, he can go big. He can shoot the ball, and
you really, it's not up to you really, because he will take some off-balance, tough, contested shots that he might make that you say, like, normally it's a bad shot. And it's hard to contest because he's legs kicking out, and you don't want to foul him, and you do your best on that. But sometimes he's hitting a 27-footer, and you're like, I remember in transition, he pulled up about 24 feet at their place, and Ryan was like maybe a tenth of a second late, and his hand was up there, and I think Coach Shaw had an aneurysm. I'm like, it was a 25-foot shot. I mean, I don't know if it would have mattered. He gets it set and gets it out of there pretty quick.
Some guys are good. They make bad shots well, right? Some guys seem to they have a green light, and then they seem off balance. And I don't know that Lucas is that guy necessarily, but maybe he is.
No. He's that guy. And he struggled a little bit in his freshman year, and he came on a little bit. And then even the beginning of his sophomore year when we played him and trying to fit in, he's not really that guy. He is a scorer. He is a guy that probably needs that leash, that he's going to take a couple bad ones. He's going to make a couple bad ones, but it really puts you on your heels as a trying to stop him. And he plays with a lot of confidence.
Well, the real question is who are you going to have against I don't think you know. I don't think you know the answer to that. And which makes the week of prep that much difficult, and practice and the whole thing.
No doubt. Just get healthy. It's like slows you down too, because you want to, when you have a little time early in the week, you want to tighten up some things or put in a couple wrinkles. But you actually, when you get back together, you go back to basics and hey, we'll just keep it really simple because we haven't got any reps. So, yeah.
I was thinking about something you told me a couple of years ago. Someone got a little banged up, and I was asking you how you reintegrate him. even if they're a starter, generally you alluded to guy starts off the bench, right? First game back, maybe a minute's restriction, kind of like what Noah did at Salt Lake City. Same spirit of that. Plays well, keep him in, talk to him. But it's got to be different when it's like 6 guys. It's because you can't. You're
kind of starting from scratch. You just hope you guard them really well.
Yeah.
Get on the glass.
Yeah.
Make some things happen. But it's not easy. And you're always going to have some injuries, always going to have something. But this been pretty steady stream.
Yeah, it's for for a few
there?
years. Got an affidavit here. Take a picture, send it off. It's a whole thing. You're very technologically savvy here on the show. That's for those who are listening.
Buying a house? What are you doing here?
Well, we've got the Northern Quest live read, and we need to ensure the folks all around
that we
did the deal. Right. Yeah. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We're live here with Coach. I do this every show, just so you know. This happens every show. We're live here with Coach Smith talking ball. We're in final break and then final segment next.
Really?
Yeah. That's it. That's the deal.
When you set up a savings goal with U.S. Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the U.S. Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
You're listening to the U.S. Bank Cougar Coaches Show on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
This is Cougar basketball.
Righty layup and the foul for Tyrell Roberts. Williams to the right bucket with a two-handed dunk.
Join us all season as Kyle Smith and the Cougs look to make some noise in the Pac-12 and beyond.
Rises up, rejected by Bamba. Flowers in the corner, triggers the three on the break. Bullseye. Down low gate, turnaround and a hammer.
It's only on your home for Cougar basketball, the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Have a question for Coach Smith? Send a tweet with your thoughts to Matt Chazanow using the handle @M_Chaz. That's M_CHAZ. Now, back to Zeppos.
Super quick segment. We're up against it. Need to take one more. Coach Smith's proud of his football picks. We'll get to that next, live here from the football stadium.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University athletics.
The airport connects Cougar fans and alums to 22 major centers throughout the West with over 50 daily departures to 22 nonstop destinations served by AHA, Alaska, Allegiant, American, Delta, Frontier, Southwest, and United Airlines.
Real-time arrival and departure flight information is available at www.spokaneairports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
Your home for Cougar basketball.
Deep three, bucket, rise and a crush.
The Washington State Sports Network from Learfield.
It's a new season. Get ready for more men's and women's college sports excellence. Trophies will be awarded in June to schools who take the top spot in the 2021-22 Learfield Directors Cup. The premier award recognizes one winning institution in all competitive divisions. Follow your favorite team's progress as seasonal standings are announced at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at directorscup.org. The crowning achievement in college athletics.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill.
We've done a ton of opponent preview. That was the last 58 minutes of the show. This is our last 60 seconds of the show. Basically, you're about to hear the fight song in a second. Coach, we're going to go through NFL picks. You got 1 minute.
Okay.
Are
we going spreads? We can't do that.
No, just straight up. Straight up. We're going Titans-Bengals. Who you got?
Oh, I got to go Bengals.
Niners-Packers.
Niners, easy. Jimmy G.
Rams-Bucks.
With the heart Bucks.
All right. Chiefs-Bills.
Chiefs.
You don't believe. You do not believe. All right, Pat Mahomes. Hey, huge thanks to Jerry Kylo for getting us on the air. Jared Brent Goober, of course, man behind the camera. Luke Hallett's back in studio. Thank you, Coach, as always, very much. And thanks to Zeppos. We couldn't be there. We can't wait to be there next week.
Amen.
And hopefully see everybody here in Corvallis. That's the deal.
Yes.
All right. Hey, go Cougs. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, man.